So number one exercise is going to help with stability. That's getting closer to full body for athletes. This is going to be a stable wrist with the kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, use a dumbbell. Focus on keeping the wrist straight, elbow high to the shoulder. You're going to be able to do a lunge and then a twist over the same knee. So if the right hand's up, you're going to lunge with the right leg, twist over the knee, and then come back. A good amount on these is about 8 on each. It's going to look like this. Each time making sure the knee gets about 1 inch off the ground to keep that front quad stability, and then keeping the stability with the wrist again. Next exercise is going to be a double med ball lunge with a twist. So the goal of this is building more stability in the core and the front quad, making sure as you get into that lunge position with the back knee 1 inch off the ground, you're gonna do a 90-degree twist and return back to neutral. What the med balls are doing is adding weight, so more core and upper body stability is necessary. Let's check it out. What's next is single leg cone hops, and we're gonna be going back and forth. These cones are spaced about 18 inches apart. If you're newer to this, make the cones closer. If you've been doing this for a while, make the cones further apart. What you're working on here, explosivity in the lower portion of the leg and ankle stability. You're looking for about 12 on each, and then switch. So this exercise is gonna be built for balance, explosivity, and coordination. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna start in between the hurdles and the jump box. Doesn't matter the height of the jump box, just jump as high as you can. So you're gonna be going out on one leg with the opposite arm, back in on 2 legs, popping off the ground right away. Each time trying to regain a 25% bend, which is about that 45, 135 degree angle. So what you're looking for is each time looking to land quietly as possible. Once you hit 4 on each, switch. Four on each and switch. What's up everyone? So this is going to be a serving tutorial for serving the ball short. A great way to get athletes to understand the concept of slowing down the arm and getting the ball to go short. So Maggie here, who comes all the way from across the country here in California, we're gonna show you this demo with the both of us. So we're gonna start near 12 feet up here first. So she will go, then I will go. So her goal is to look the same as we make this progression backwards. We're gonna go from 12 feet to 22 feet to 32 feet, and then we're gonna maybe hit some jump floats. So her goal is going to be to serve the ball where the red 10-foot line on the other side is, meets the beige line. So to give you a visual of where that is, that's about right there. So she's going to serve and I'm going to serve, and what she's working on here is looking the same with the elbow completely retracted and trying to just slow down the arm on the way forward and finish at the same pace. So now what gets more challenging is as we start to move backward, our goal is to still hit that same location. So there's more distance from our contact to hopefully the fall point, but we want to make sure we're working on the touch and looking the same. Until you're up. Twice. Alright, end line. So you have some different options with this. As you saw, I wasn't making a great demo, missing 2 serves in the net in a row. But we ultimately want to make sure you guys as a coach have the option to either have athletes make a certain number to the spot, or perhaps a certain number of reps. Right now the way we're doing it is a certain number of reps. So you can also do it where a specific amount have to hit the spot before you can progress back. All right, for the end line now, same progressing, serving short. Alright, then finally MT is going to show you some jump floats with the intention of going short. What's important on the jump float is making sure her approach is hard and she does not slow down, but the arm does slow down on the way forward. How we get the ball in more of a straight line, making sure the hip, the chest, and the hand are all facing where we want the ball to go. Alright, so that's a great drill progression to utilize in individuals or in team settings. You can have athletes maybe each have 3 balls of their own, put them on the ground, serve 1, serve a second, serve a third, shag 3, come back, repeat, or move on to the next spot. What's up, coaches? So we're working with Ying Ying here, a left-handed setter, and we're just working on some attacking on 2. So what's important for hitters and setters alike when they're hitting is to make sure that the ball, the volleyball, stays in front of you when you're hitting. So it sounds simple, but it's actually the number 1 thing that trips up hitters when they're hitting on the right side of the court, as right-handed hitters or left-handed hitters. So what she's gonna focus on here from the net is making sure her feet go right, left, right, but when she sees my pass, she wants to make sure that her second to last step, which is her left foot, goes behind the volleyball, and then she can hit with the volleyball in front of her so that she can score and have range. So as she sees the pass, whether it's tight, forward, off, she's gonna make sure the second to last step gets behind the ball so that she can jump and kill it. So this is a very tough play for defenses to stop. Whether you're a right side hitter or a setter, having the lefty angle shot in your bag is going to score you more points. All right, so we're working on a defensive sequence here with KP. Big question for a lot of defenders out there who want to understand being able to dig a couple more balls. So times you should step, times you shouldn't step. So essentially the simple rule, it gets a little bit more complex, but the simple rule is if you would have to bend at the waist to dig the ball and you had enough time, then in that situation you should usually take a step. So KP's gonna demo that from the back angle really quick, right there. So in a situation like this, she wouldn't require a step, so stick to me. If she's not gonna have to bend at the waist to dig the ball, then a step would be required. Simulate that off of the hip. Right? So if the ball would be in a situation where she would have to bend at the waist, then we'd like a single step. Or to simulate that off the hip. So what we want to make sure we watch is you guys get a front angle of that same thing. Let's come around here so you guys can get a front visual of the times where she's going to have to take a step and the times where she won't. So either or, depending where the ball is. So what she's trying to create every time is that balance. If she can keep the belly button and the chest cavity more neutral, then she's gonna have a little bit more stability before she makes angles. So now, starting to put this in real time, those two cones are there on the ground, so she can literally look down and see if her step, when necessary, made it outside of the cone, either sideways or forward. So on one like that, the step did make it outside of the cone. Same. Same. All right, so now what we added next is what's called a shade move. So she's gonna start in front of that blue cone. This simulates her having to make some kind of pre-dig movement, get balance with the inner thighs again, and then potentially take a step or no step. Also in this series, I might mix in a couple balls that go above her shoulders, but she'll be ready for the order of operations: one arm dig, platform dig, or face dig. That time she did not take a step. And so although she still dug the ball, she didn't have stability, and so her percentages are gonna go down slightly. That's one thing you can add to your defensive palette. All right, so we just finished the training out here in Hermosa Beach. We are training ourselves as opposed to training other athletes. For coaches, something I'm thinking about while I'm out here, there's a lot of people who have been to the Olympics recently. Kelly Clays is over there just a court away, Jordan Chang, April Ross are out here, and there's some people looking to go to the Olympics. So the thing that I always think about when I'm out here is the dedication and consistency that it takes to reach your highest level. So that's not just as a player, it's something for you to give back to your players, but as a coach. So if you really want to be a good coach, you have to do research outside of practice. You have to watch video, you have to go watch games, you have to go replay the things that happened in your practice in your head, you have to write down notes, and if you do those things on a consistent basis, you're going to become a better coach. So that is the note of the day, and that's the motivation of the day.